guest here is Julianne Ponan, MBE, from Creative Nature. Hello, Julianne.
Hi, Mark. It's great to see everyone today. I'm excited to be able to cook with you for the second time at WTCE. I think today we're going to be making two different salads, a vegan one and a non-vegan, and I think we're trying to remove as many allergens as possible as well.
So, I guess all of you are familiar with the top 14 allergens that are on here. So obviously we have celery, cereals including gluten, crustaceans, eggs, fish, lupin, milk, mollusks, mustard, tree nuts, peanuts, sesame seeds, and soya, and sulfur dioxide or sulfur. So the column at the side is the big one saying may contain. Every stand here should have one of these sheets saying every item that they have that they're selling or showing, along with the ticked allergen matrix. But it can be a big nightmare. So we're going to talk about some allergen swaps and some things that you can do to make allergen-free cooking a little bit easier. So I want to give you some stats, first of all. 84% of a survey with 2,500 respondents believe that food allergies are a serious issue. I think hopefully most of you would agree. 75% are concerned about complacency on how food allergies are handled, specifically in the airline sector. 61% believe businesses in general aren't doing enough to accommodate food allergies, and 1 in 2 people have food allergies are perceived as fussy or overstating the severity of their allergy. How would you feel about that?
Well, the 1 in 2 stat is a bit concerning.
This is a bit concerning. This is a brand new survey released last week.
Overstating the allergy. But does that mean they're not diagnosed?
Yeah. Lots of people saying they're intolerant. So intolerance is obviously if you have a reaction which is not necessarily life-threatening, but it's you eat something and you have a bad tummy or you feel a bit sick, I guess. Whereas an allergy is something more serious, an autoimmune response.
IgE, allergy versus
yes.
non-IgE. Yeah.
So if we move on, 1 in 5 of those with a food allergy live in fear of death due to anaphylactic shock. So, Julianne, I'm going to ask you once again to tell us about what that is.
So anaphylactic shock means it's your immune response to your body, and it's an IgE allergy. So if I was to say touch a peanut, even shake hands, and it's happened to me about a year ago now, where I went to an event and I shook hands with someone, and I didn't realize they had eaten peanuts just before I had shaken hands with them. And I honestly thought I was going to be absolutely fine, didn't think of anything of it, I hadn't eaten anything. I touched my face, and my whole face started to swell up. I couldn't breathe, I felt like I was suffocating, and that is anaphylactic shock. I felt that sense of doom, and it's a sense that you really just don't know whether you could die. And that's why an EpiPen is so important. And when catering on board or catering in restaurants in particular, this is something that we have to contend with every time we have to eat a meal. It's like playing Russian roulette 3 times a day.
So I have celiac disease, I'm allergic to wheat. Whilst I don't necessarily go into anaphylaxis, it has made me unwell during the course of my life and cause other health issues that I won't really want to talk about on a stage with lots of strangers. But 25% of people with a food allergy will at some point experience a severe anaphylactic reaction, which is quite a staggering number. And there's been a steep increase, 154% increase in hospital admissions for food-induced anaphylactic reactions, which is a pretty scary stat. If you look at the stats in America, they're saying that's a 400% rise in child food allergies in the last 2 years, which is quite a big number. In the European Union, 17 million Europeans suffer from a diagnosed food allergy. In the United Kingdom, around 2 million people are thought to have a diagnosed food allergy. In the United States, 33 million people are thought to have a food allergy. Australia, in fact, has some of the highest rates of food allergies in the world, with allergies of food seen in 10% of infants, 4 to 8% of children, and 2% of adults. However, it's actually twice those numbers that are actually estimated to be undiagnosed. which is kind of scary. Lots of people put their bad tummies or their bad bloating down to, oh, I might have eaten something, but actually it could be an allergy, and I urge anyone with any symptom like that to get checked out on a very personal level. There's been a 300% rise, as I said, worldwide in food allergies. In the US, as I said earlier, that's a 400% rise in children's food allergies. Why do you think that is, Julian? Any ideas?
I think there's so much discussion around what is causing a food allergy. I think it's to do with your gut, first of all, especially when a lot of people are traveling now. And so, for example, my parents come from South America and my mum's from Kenya. And when they move over, they eat different foods. And this changes our gut. And I do think this has a knock-on effect. There's no specific data yet being collected to be able to say for sure exactly what's causing the food allergy rise, but it is certainly on the rise, as you can see, 300 to 400%.
Wow, it's a lot. And I wanted to show people some things they can do to swap out allergens. One or two in the audience have actually seen this already, but if you're using mustard being an allergen, it's a very simple swap to do something like fresh horseradish. For balsamic vinegar, you can use something like sulfur-free rice wine vinegar, so it takes out the sulfur dioxide. White wine vinegar can be replaced with the same vinegar, and then as can red wine vinegar, but you can add pomegranate juice to give it that kind of look, or in fact grape juice. For egg whites, obviously people often use aquafaba, but Julianne, what's the problem with aquafaba?
So I have an allergy to chickpeas, and chickpea is a big problem with aquafaba. Also, if you're allergic to peanuts, there is a very high likelihood that you could be allergic to chickpeas because it's of the way the product is made up, the protein on it. So that is why chickpea and pea potentially could be added and become top 15 allergens in the future.
Fantastic. Well, not fantastic, yeah, the allergy, but fantastic that we can know that. And there are other things you can do. You can actually use potato starch or potato protein specifically, which whips up. I wasn't allowed to bring white powder into Germany for some reason, can't think why, but the powder whips up with water or a stock syrup, sugar syrup, and will whip up just like meringue. It takes flavour really, really well, and when it bakes, it has the same texture as meringue, increased shelf life, and you can use it for pavlovas. You can use the same mix in mousses that are vegan, and it tastes absolutely fantastic. So maybe at another time I'll do one of those.
Mark, could you make macaroons with it then?
You can make macaroons, and instead of using almonds, you would use polenta and about 20% coconut fat.
So I don't think that's been done yet. Almond-free macaroon. Maybe we should make that.
Maybe you should do that. Yeah. So we had a big conversation earlier. Some of you were at about the use of vegan claims. What is actually vegan? On lots of vegan food, there's been problems because they say may contain egg or may contain milk even. Neither of which are permitted as vegan food, but there's no regulation around it. So if you want to add an egg-type flavour to a vegan product, aka perhaps the potato starch, you can use a number of things, but Calanumac, which is a black salt, it has a slightly, I don't know how to put it nicely, slightly farty kind of smell, but actually in eggs, to make something taste like an egg, it's really authentic. And it's very hard to tell between a real egg and an egg made using potato starch or potato protein with some of this Calanumac in. Sounds weird, but it really works. Eggs in baking, ground flax is made up with water and it's allowed to swell. Alternatively, potato starch and tapioca starch. Ground almonds, which are omnipresent in lots of desserts, can be replaced by using a free-from polenta, nut-free for savoury, sweetened for dessert. You can use almond flavouring essence, which doesn't have almonds in, which is a thing. And then 10% fat or 10 to 20% fat coconut oil is a really good one. For white wine, if you want to replace it, you can use sulfur-free white wine. And then you can also use white grape juice, or you can also, obviously, have to watch out for too much sugar in those things. Similarly with red wine, or add pomegranate or red grape juice. To replace dairy yogurt, you can use coconut yogurt, soya yogurt. There's even a pea yogurt coming out. So there's quite a few alternatives to that. Soya obviously introduces another allergen. On the next one, soy sauce, you can use nutritional yeast. I have this product. This is called a coconut amino. Replaces soy sauce. It's fermented. It has a really good smell, and we'll be using it in the dressing that we're going to make shortly for our salad. And then double cream. You can use a plant-based or fava bean cream, coconut cream, where you put the can of coconut into a fridge and take the coconut fat. You can buy it separately also. Anything that does make everything taste of coconut, of course, but the fava bean, are you okay with fava beans?
I'm fine with fava bean, not coconut, but fava bean I'm absolutely fine with.
Okay, so you won't be having that then?
But I can have this one, I think.
Okay, we'll do one of those. So then we will move on to peanut butter. Peanut butter is a big one. There are lots of butters on the market. You can actually make a butter from sunflower seeds by roasting them a little bit, then blending them and blending them and blending it, and eventually you make what they call it, sun butter. You can do something similar with pumpkin seeds, a bit green, a bit weird, but it comes out. But actually, you can also buy this product, which is called Wow Butter. There's several on the market. This is an allergen-free one, and it has kind of trying to emulate peanut butter. There's several on the market, as I said, and if you want something crunchy, you can add a seed. But I find if you put some nutritional yeast, a little bit of oil, and bake this in the oven, it gives it a bit more flavour. It can be a little bit bland. It's not the same as a peanut. So if you want to replace fish, you can use hearts of palm, and actually the canned ones seem to work best. And if you add something like a seaweed or a miso, you get a kind of fishy taste to that, and you can batter it, you can deep fry it, you can have it with all of the dips that you would have otherwise. You can actually dye it with beetroot, so it almost looks like salmon, and then you fan it out, and it's quite a nice taste with the fish sauce, with the sort of what's it called? The seaweed sauce. And tamari, as I said, this is tamari, which is a gluten-free soy sauce. This one is the coconut aminos for people who are not allergic to coconut. And then we have oats. Oats is a big one. In some jurisdictions, oats are gluten-free. Some they are not, so we don't use them. But rice flakes, buckwheat flakes, millet flakes, flax flakes can all be used to replace rice flakes that may need more hydration. Anyway, now we're going to get on to some cooking. So we're going to make a boom boom salad, which is a bit like a bang bang salad without the perhaps the bang in the peanuts. So maybe Julianne, if you wouldn't mind, this pan's hot and on. These are already oiled and ready to go. So I've marinated the chicken with some olive oil, some lemon juice, and salt and pepper, and they're oiled already, so you can put them straight on the pan. They're butterflied. Do you reckon you can do that? Yeah. There we go. Thank you very much. Then we're going to make the dressing. The dressing, if I can go on to the next slide, I'll show you. Thank you. So we're going to use some freshly grated ginger. I'm going to do this in 2 batches because we've got, now really can eat everything. So the first one, freshly grated ginger. I've actually decided to use some lovely lemongrass and lots of garlic. How much chili? Who's spicy? 1, 2?
Spicy? I like spicy.
Spicy? Okay. Okay, we'll do some chilies. Goes in. And we're going to use the gluten-free soy sauce into this mixture. Quite a lot because there's a lot of salad. 3 minutes roughly on each side. We'll cook the chicken 3 minutes each side. See how it does. I think it's on a 5. Should be fine. And you turn it over with those. Yeah. And then we're going to add some maple syrup. Instead of using honey, we use maple syrup. It's nice and sweet. These are comes out. Very much. And then there's some tang, rice wine vinegar. Top off. Better. Salty, sweet, sharp, spicy, vegan and allergen-free. And then give me a little bit of noise with some blending. So I'm going to come over here and do that. It's the only place the plug is. So apologies for the noise. Oh God. Just, be a bit splashy. So I'll try to make that as smooth as I possibly can, so it's not too lumpy with the lemongrass and those kind of things. Watch for overspray. Your plate, sorry. This is my colleague Maria, who's been helping me all morning doing a lot of chopping. So, what do you want to talk about? Oh yes, I have. So I have a restaurant in London called Niche Gluten-Free Dining. We're also gluten, tree nut, peanut, and sesame free, and we do. We've been there for 12 years in total, and we have our anniversary cookbook coming out in August, which is really exciting. It's one restaurant you can go to because it's completely nut-free.
I have been as well.
You have.
It's fantastic service. They really understand your allergies. But what I'm interested in is your cookbook, your book in particular, because what made you want to do a book in the first place?
Well, we were going to do one pre-pandemic, and because of the pandemic, it sort of got on hold a little bit, and obviously the restaurant was shut for quite some time, and we were asked to do one before. And it's perfect. Yeah. And we were approached by the publisher to do this anniversary cookbook, 10 years, and promoting the best-selling dishes that we've had for that time.
And what can you give us your top 3 maybe in that cookbook?
Well, the top-selling starter we've had for the restaurant in the whole 12 years, we haven't taken it off the menu because it would be kind of quite challenging for our customers. We do a Parmesan and cheddar donut, which is a really popular starter with a tomato and kind of salsa that goes with it. And then the other one is actually, because gluten-free people can't normally have fried chicken, we do we do the niche fried chicken, which is kind of familiar to the Colonel's favourite, and that's what we do.
How do you get that crisp then on it without the breadcrumbs? Because obviously the breadcrumbs have gluten in.
No breadcrumbs at all. It's a flour mix. We have a special flour made, which is a mixture of potato starch and rice flour.
Okay. So then that's a really good tip then, I guess, for people out there that are trying to substitute out, because getting that crisp on the chicken is going to be quite difficult.
Yeah. Can I get you to hold that because it's going to fall over?
Yeah.
And I need to add some of this wow butter. And, oops. So the wow butter is a really good alternative to, if I can get the thing open, be amazing. alternative to peanut butter. Not quite the same taste. I think personally it has a slightly acid taste, so we counter that by obviously adding the maple syrup. And, I've got it, good.
There are other good brands on the market, I think, now. I think Voyage is
Voyage,
one.
yeah.
They do like a Nutella one too, but it's got no chocolate in, which is really interesting because they use grapeseed instead to create that chocolate taste. I judged it as the Onboard Hospitality Awards, and yeah, that was they won the one to watch actually. So it's definitely a product that I'd like to see it being introduced on board airlines as well.
Interesting. So we're going to give this a whiz now, and this will be our dressing for our salad. Sorry, I'll just come this way. And hopefully it won't go everywhere. Apologies for the noise. No, leave it. Yeah. So, good. So we have our dressing made for our salad. I just want to just taste it just in case it needs a bit of salt and pepper. Don't know how to do this otherwise. That way, maybe the way. Yeah. Okay. Let's try it. Thank you very much. Oh. Sharp. Spicy, yeah. So we're going to do a scatter salad. We're going to chop a couple of more things. I think in a salad, one of the things I love to actually make it more oriental is a good bunch of coriander and mint. That seems to give it a freshness. So I'm going to chop some of this up. It's just been washed. I'm going to do a scatter salad. So basically we're going to scatter the things along. Obviously not this board now because it has chicken on it, but with that board. Put the chicken to one side of it, I think. Yep. Back in the thing. And we've got red cabbage. We've got some Chinese leaf. We've got some fresh radishes. We've got some carrots, some spring onions. I like the layers of flavour. And we've got obviously fresh coriander, some fresh mint, and some crispy onions to go on the top. These have just been dried out in the oven because the ones you buy on store are not good. Do we need to give that a rinse first? Yeah, I think so. So, what's that doing? It's going to let that chicken rest for a couple of minutes so moisture goes back in. It's had 3 to 4 minutes each side. I butterflied it first to make it cook a little bit quicker. So let's start scattering. Want to do scattering? So, if you follow me with the red cabbage, maybe. Yeah, please. Just gonna scatter. Might give it a tumble. I'm just going to chop some of these lovely fresh herbs. So we've got, as I said, the coriander and the fresh mint here. Dressing's quite salty, so some of this, but really does work with some of these flavours. So I'll take a big bunch of this. So next thing's the carrots. Bit of scattered, kind of colourful, rainbowy.
Marc, this is looking very attractive, very beautiful. Congratulations. Are you going to be serving up for people today? Will they be able to have a few samples?
On Foodcase International, we are serving salads, but not this particular one. But it's something we're going to put into having made, let's say. So It's a really nice allergen-free salad. It's a bit sparky. Oh, very creative, Julianne. It's lovely.
Looks delicious.
And then we'll do some radishes. I think give it a bit of kick and colour.
Pick a colour.
And we've got spring
What do you
onions
want?
there, I think,
Spring
somewhere.
onions, chilli?
Then we're really out of time.
Julianne, do you do your own cooking at home? Are you a great chef?
Don't do as much cooking, to be completely honest, but my lovely husband does. He's actually our one of our operations director and our MPD, head of MPD. So he creates incredible brownie mixes, banana bread, all of those type of things, all top 14 allergen free, which is quite difficult at times because I'm going, I can't have nuts, I can't have this, I can't have that, and he's able to create a masterpiece. But I do think this is quite fun because it's quite a good thing to do as a couple as well, or maybe a dinner party.
Dinner party, middle of the table, looks quite impressive. You can do it on 2 separate boards if somebody's vegan, and if you want to have the chicken, you can have that on one half. Is anyone here vegan? No vegans? So, okay, meat it is then.
So Mark, what do you have on the Foodcase stand to sample?
On Foodcase International, we have obviously a special meal program being shown, a range of salads, a range of second service items, and a range of. It's also obviously on the stand shared with Formia, who have the most amazing immunity kits, which are for sale everywhere. Let me find that bowl. Okay, I'm just going to put these into here. Then we've got some plates that people can come and try. Yeah.
So will it contain none of the top 14 allergens? Or?
No allergens whatsoever. Top 14 allergen free is the new special meal program range that we've done, which we're doing worldwide, which is very exciting. Yes, please do come up to the stand. Today is an incredibly busy day, but later in the afternoon we've got a lovely bar that you're all welcome to have a little drinky at, and we've got a raffle going on at 5 o'clock. Free raffle, win a prize, which is quite good fun. So now I'm going to dress it. Spoon. So I'm going to drizzle this on so it kind of gets everywhere. You okay with that? Oh, got a bit lumpy there. And if you can't leave this on the side too long because it tends to cook it a bit because obviously of the vinegar in it, the rice vinegar, but actually it gives it a bit of punch, and it's kind of spicy. It's fair to warn you.
And so it's all really in the sauce.
It's all really in the sauce. I mean, the vegetables are the vegetables, and you can choose what you like and leave out what you don't like. But the sauce it's all about the sauce. And this is kind of a version of the Bang Bang salad, which they serve lots of restaurants, but it's very, very well known at the Ivy. Have you heard of that one?
Yes, yeah, I've been there.
Ivy in London, and they sell lots of these. The well-heeled. I'll leave the dressing here, so if you want more, they can. And unfortunately, I haven't got another board, but I'm going to slice the chicken on this one.
So do you think this would go with any other type of meat other than chicken?
I think it goes really well with fish as well, actually. I
Like
think
what,
it's really
what type of fish? Like salmon? Or?
salmon, piece of salmon, nice piece of cod, black cod would look really nice with it. I think pork scallop, even breaded chicken. If you had pieces of breaded chicken, would actually be really nice with this. So I was going to cut this in half. Fully cooked, beautiful. Very nicely cooked, Julianne, nice and moist.
Oh, good. I did my job correctly.
Good. Okay, and then we'll do the other one.
And so what got you into cooking in the first place? Was it because you went gluten-free or?
No. I've been a chef for many years. I studied at Le Cordon Bleu in Paris.
Yeah.
And then I worked in hospitality, went my way up the ranks, and I did a hospitality management degree in hotel management, that kind of thing. And I was with us there. And then I worked in hotels and restaurants, and I had my own contract catering company, which I sold to the lovely Compass quite a few years ago. And I was doing private aviation, private jet stuff, and then I went to work for the lovely, now Donata Alpha LSG, as culinary director for the UK. And then I had my allergy. I became allergic to wheat. I thought, what am I going to do? So my known world had to change, and I became. I started to go into gluten-free cooking, and we opened the restaurant. Became the first 100% gluten-free restaurant in the country, and that's how it went. Please do come up and say, I'll leave the chicken separate if you don't want chicken. And got some plates somewhere here.
Oh.
Here, brilliant. And some forks here. Thank you, Joe. There you go.
Thanks, Jo.
Thank you very much. Some seeds there if you want some extra crunch.
So we just need a chef to have a gluten allergy, and then we can create something spectacular. So that's what we need.
Good. There's some crispy onions there if anybody wants them as well to put on top. All about layering. Layers and layers. Chicken. This has the coconut aminos on, that's why I didn't put it on. So, thank you very much for watching.